y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Open Book with CC Season 2. And this week, I got my guy, Tony Cota, in the building. And just tell people about yourself, what you do, all the jazz.
Tony Cota, born and raised in the IE,
Hey.
Fontana to be exact, but I grew up all over the Inland Empire, San Bernardino, Rialto, Bloomington, Riverside, you know, and a real IE baby all over the place.
That's what Kay was just saying, like, he a real IE rapper. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's so dope.
Yep, so I'm from the IE, been doing music for 2 years.
Okay.
Music for me was kind of a late, something that came into my life late. You know what I'm saying? Most people been doing music or at least like rapping, you know, with the homies and stuff since high school. For me, it was far after all that. I had to go through many experiences.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so that was going to be later on, but what got you started with that? Like,
with music?
Yeah, because you started so late. Because usually people are like, oh, I've been doing it all my life since I was younger.
Yeah. So for me, I like to tell people, I like to do this comparison. Like, imagine you know somebody like a friend or a cousin of yours and they love football and they know everything about football and they know all the plays, the players, everything about it, but they never got on the field. That's me with hip hop. Like, I grew up infatuated with music, infatuated with hip hop, words and lyricism and storytelling, and it was my escape. You know what I'm saying? It was something that I did all the time. I always had my headphones in, and but I never found music within myself until I was about 27, 28 years old.
Oh, shoot.
And that was 3 years ago when my son was born.
Oh, okay.
And it was like, you know, a lot of people have stories like that. My child was born and then I did this, you know. But for me, like, I went through a lot of changes at the same time my son was born. I became sober. I quit everything. Like, for 2 years, I wasn't drinking, smoking, nothing. And it just came to me. Like, I was at work and I'm literally at work, like I'm stocking shelves and all these rhymes are just in my head and all these lyrics and even visions of me, you know, doing it and making it. And the visions were always there even when I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid, I always felt like I was going to be somebody, but I never knew what it was going to be. Never knew what it was going to be. And like I said, my son was born, I became sober, and all of a sudden the lyrics, the desire to write was just in my head all the time. And I would, you know, I freestyled with a few homies, you know, but I wasn't the type to like put it out there or do it in front of people. Like, I was shy, you know what I'm saying? I was quiet, I was shy, and once I picked up a pen and I actually wrote something down, I was like, this is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you like a battle rapper too?
I've never done a battle.
Okay.
I've never done a battle, but if you listen to some of my lyrics, you know, I kind of have that battle rap approach sometimes.
Yeah, you do. That's what I was wondering.
Okay, yeah, so I've never done a battle, but I think I got one coming up.
Okay. Yeah. You know, let me interview that one. Or be there.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so aside from your son, who was it that got you started, like, wanting to be like, okay, I'm going to be a rapper? Like,
so
got you infatuated, like you said.
As far as like influence or like a real person in my life?
Well, either one.
Either one?
Yeah.
Okay. Influence, Eminem, big time. Like, Eminem was like that typical like white boy that was like, you know, near the hood.
Yeah.
And he's like, but he was quiet and kept to himself. Like, that was really me. Like, I really grew up on both sides of the fence. Like, I was born into a family of drug addiction, drug dealing, gang banging, you know, in and out of prison. But as soon as I was born, my mother did everything she could to take me out of that.
Oh, okay.
But of course, you know, I still have family and friends, so I was always back and forth. I was always on this side of the fence, on that side of the fence. So I really grew up kind of with two pairs of eyes. You know, I got to see two different lifestyles and whatnot. And so Eminem was a big one for me because I was that kid. I was that quiet kid, kept to myself. You know, I didn't really start making friends until like sophomore, junior year of high school. Prior to that,
Eminem.
For real. Prior to that, I got picked on, I got bullied, I got jumped on the way home from school and shit.
You really was living his life too. Eminem's my husband, y'all. I just want y'all to know that. So, you know, I know his story.
Yeah, you do. I can tell.
I do.
So Eminem is a big one, and then just West Coast rap in general, Game, Snoop, Dre.
Okay.
But as far as like, you know, those are influences that came from the music, from the headphones, you know what I mean? But like I got a homie of mine who really opened my eyes. He helped open my eyes, and it's a trip because it happened like 1 mile from here at an apartment complex right over there. I was living up here. This was like this was like 5 years ago, and this was like one of the homies that I would freestyle with. You know what I mean? And it was actually, I remember the night. There's a bunch of dudes, and we're all sipping, smoking, and I'm the only white boy in the room. And so they throw on an instrumental, and everyone starts freestyling. And when it comes, my turn, nobody in this room had ever heard me or seen me freestyle before, and they were like, "Yo, just try it." Like already assuming that I probably don't rap. And at the time, I didn't consider myself a rapper at all. I wasn't. But I just hopped in there, and I spilled a little something, and my homeboy Sosa, he stopped me, and he said, "Bro, you could rap." I said, "You think so?" I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the vision. I lacked it. I just did.
Yeah.
He said, "Nah, you could rap." He's like, if you take it serious and you practice it, and you put your heart into it, he's like, you could do that. And from that day forward, I was curious. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because my homeboy Sosa was making music, and he was dope. And he still is dope. Yeah. So when he said that to me, like, I'm hearing that from not only a homie, but someone who also I think is a dope lyricist. I'm like, okay, let me see what this is about. Okay.
Swag. All right. So, aside from what you already said about hip hop, what does that mean to you?
Hip hop?
Yeah.
That's a damn good question because people got it all messed up right now.
Yeah.
Hip hop right now is just. It's all the same. It's oversaturated. You know what I'm saying? And it's like these youngsters, they see, the YouTube videos that are popping, and they look at the music and the videos and the lifestyle, and they just follow it. Yeah. To a T. I mean, lyric for lyric, video for video.
Yes.
You get some twerking, and some guns and some weed in your video, and you're
good.
You're
right.
Good. You know what I mean?
Good beat.
Yeah. And to me, hip hop is real. Hip hop is expression. Hip hop is words. Hip hop is poetry. It's but for the most part, like, I think for somebody to pick up hip hop, you should never go backwards with your lifestyle and the things you're doing. You should only progress. You should only elevate. You should only better yourself. Yeah. That's what I see hip hop as. People like Nipsey, people like Pac, people who lived a certain lifestyle, found music, and then expressed themselves and elevated. Like, that's hip hop.
Okay, I like that one. So again, with you being the white boy in the black culture, do you ever feel yourself in like complicated situations because others would probably view you as appropriating black culture?
I mean, for me and the people I've worked with in my circle, I haven't approached that. Okay. Everyone that I work with, everyone that I mess around with, and I make music with, I think it's fair to say that we don't see color. Okay. But I absolutely acknowledge that that's a thing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's, I mean, you look at like Charlemagne the God. Oh, not Charlemagne. But you look at I'm not gonna be able to think of it now. But once you get up there in hip hop, there's politics. Like Eminem is still going through this.
Oh yeah.
He's still going through this. And as for me, I mean. Who was my favorite rappers growing up? There was one white guy and the rest were black. So like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm not here to take anybody's culture. I want to be Tony Cota. You know what I'm saying? And if hip hop is black culture, I can accept that. That's you know what I mean? But I want to tell you my story. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I say with that.
I mean, hip hop's big enough for everybody. So,
exactly.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. But, like artists like Post Malone, G-Eazy, Eminem, they always get that flag. Eminem more so now than before because no one was thinking about that shit until it got real political. And so now it's like, well, he's a white boy trying to be black and whatever. Yeah. So, okay, well, you already gave us your little background. So how would you describe your style?
My style? Yeah. I actually had somebody tell me once, they said, bro, I sat down and I listened to your music and I tried to like pinpoint your style or categorize you, and he's like, I couldn't. And I appreciate that, and that's what I'm going for. I don't want to be like anybody else. Like, and I've been that way since I was a kid. When I see everybody doing this, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that.
That's me.
That's just how I am. Like, when everybody's on this trend, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
Catch
same.
me over here. You know what I mean? So when it comes to my music, my style, I want to be versatile. I want to be very versatile. Like right now, I've already been on trap beats. I've been on boom bap. I've talked about love and lust. I've talked about real topics. I've done some street shit.
Okay.
I want to get into reggae one day.
Okay.
I want to do more like softer beats where I could just express more. You know what I'm saying? So my style, I mean, I got, you know, West Coast in there for sure. I got the Slim Shady in there for sure, but it's just Tony Cota. I want to be versatile, you know?
Okay, the Tony Cota style.
Yeah.
Watching. That's going to be a style everyone's like, you're just like Tony Cota. Watch.
One day.
All right, so you were also talking about being sober. Let's talk about that. So how long have you been sober? And it's also from alcoholism, you guys. So
yeah,
let's talk about that a little bit.
So like I said, when my son was born, well, even before that, like I started drinking at about 14. And it was, for me, it was like, my dad handed me a shot. Like, here you go, boy. Like, it's time you become a man.
My grandpa did that to me.
You feel me? Like, yeah, and that's just where my family was at that time. My family was a big party family. Like, that was how we spent our time together. That was how we bonded and connected, was partying and drinking. So I started drinking really young. And of course, it wasn't just my family influence. I drank with my homies and shit, too. Yeah. But I started drinking really young, and for me, you know, I told you I grew up a quiet kid. So when I drank, I found that liquid courage.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it allowed me to open up, and it allowed me to, because I was always moving. I've even lived in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Where's the? I don't know what that is.
That's southwest, like right when you right when you drive through Arizona, and then you end up in New Mexico. So growing up as a kid, I lived there in the summer, and then when I was 15, I actually permanently moved there for about a year and a half. So I've always moving. I had to make new friends. As a youngster, I didn't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? But once I got older and I started partying and drinking, that was like my way in. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it allowed me to open up and talk to girls and this and that. So what I thought was that, like, I found myself in alcohol. Oh, you know? Okay. But really, that's backwards. That's not where you want to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? So my son was born when I was 28. And I said, okay, I'm gonna drop this. You know, I'm gonna end the cycle. Okay. I'm gonna find myself, and that's what I did, man. I quit drinking, and I really found myself. I went through a spiritual, you know, time where I was just finding myself and connecting with my deeper purpose. That was 3 years ago. Okay. I can't say that I've been completely sober for 3 years. I quit 3 years ago, and in those 3 years, my first run, like my first sobriety run, was a year and a half. I didn't touch nothing. Okay. Nothing, you know, and that was when I grew the most. But I've had my struggles. I've had my slip-ups in these 3 years. And I don't know, you know, maybe one day I'll be able to say, like, yeah, I haven't touched liquor in 10, 20, 30 years, or maybe this is my struggle, you know, this is what I'm supposed to struggle with. And it's because, you know, I'll be sober for so long, and then I'll have a slip up, and then I'll go through maybe a month or two of drinking, and then I'll, you know, come to my senses and realize, so, you know, maybe sometimes we're meant to go on roller coasters for a reason, but definitely alcohol is bad for me. Yeah.
Okay, look, one step at a time, okay? Yeah. I ain't gonna say I'm a recovering alcoholic, but I went through a divorce, and it was like, I was in Vegas, free drinks. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, the fuck? But nah, I'm light with it now, but yeah, I feel where you're coming from. So, where was I at? Okay, so how do you deal with pressure? How do you deal with stress and all that stuff? Because normally when I deal with stress, I'm like, I'm gonna take a drink, relax, and be good. So how do you deal with it?
I smoke. Okay. I smoke a lot of weed. Okay. I smoke every day. Every now and then I need to take a break. I'll take like a break for 3 days. Okay. And 3 days might not seem like a long break, but when you smoke every day, in those 3 days, you might discover something.
Right.
Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of just like a reset. So I smoke a lot of weed. And I work out. I gotta work out. Okay. I like to run. I like to lift weights. I like to work out, stay healthy. Obviously, you know, I have a family, so my son and my girl are very supportive. But sometimes I'm still stressed. Sometimes I still feel anxiety, and the weed sometimes even adds to it. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta find the right, not stress. The weed don't stress me, but the anxiety part. Like if I'm smoking a super sativa, you know what I'm saying? I might feel a little anxiety, but for the most part, I found my balance.
Okay, I'm a new smoker, so I just started smoking this year. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, give me a second.
Probably a good year to pick it up.
No, for real. I picked a perfect year to start. Yeah. So what have been your best outcomes with your sobriety?
Best outcomes with my sobriety. Mm-hmm. My son. Mm-hmm. I pride myself in being an outstanding father.
Okay, yeah. Congrats. Okay, dads don't get enough credit either, so shout out to y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, I grew up. My mom and dad split when I was 1. Mm-hmm. So my father was always in my life though, but he lived in New Mexico. But I grew up from 3 to like 13. I had a stepfather in my life, and he was a bad stepfather. So, but now as an adult, as a father, I know what that was for. Like, I can't fuck up with my son.
Yeah.
I won't. Like, I know what that looks like. I know what it feels like, and I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I pride myself in being a great father. Obviously, finding my ability to write and make music through sobriety has been great, and health too. My health. I was a white boy drinker. Give me anything and everything.
Ooh,
when the tequila's
that's the worst.
Yeah, when the tequila's done, give me the wine or whatever.
Oh, like, hell no, you tripping.
I've had some of the most horrific hangovers.
I believe it.
And blacking out.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's normal. That was normal. All the time. All the time.
Oh, you was a drinker for real.
Yeah.
So what about when your son wants to start drinking? Are you gonna like?
It's for sure. That's a heavy topic. Like right now, my son's 3, and I can say he's never seen me drink. He's never. He doesn't. I don't think he knows what mommy juice is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because mom will sip some wine at night, and he knows what mommy juice is, but he doesn't know what beer is. He doesn't. He's never like. I grew up in the party. You know what I'm saying? Like sorry, but the typical Hispanic lifestyle is like the kids are in the kitchen or in the other room and we're partying. Yeah, like that's how it is. And I grew up like that, and I don't think people realize like they're watching you.
Yeah. Always. Even in the other room, we're in the window like.
Yes, they're always watching, man. And so, especially being a father, I know that a boy looks up to his father like, this dude's the coolest guy I've ever seen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So my son's never seen me drink. When he gets old enough for that, I'm just going to have to explain to him. I'm going to have to tell him my crazy stories and tell him, the things I've been through, and also tell him that you might not be cut for this cloth because I'm not the only alcoholic in my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, he'll also learn as he gets older, seeing your family and stuff. Yeah. So, okay. All right, so I want to talk about your process of creating a song and your project that you have out now too.
Okay.
So let's talk about how you create the process of creating a song and an album.
The process. There's been few but rare times where I just write first and then find a beat later. Okay. For the most part, I look for the beat because I could start with nothing. I could sit down with a pen and paper and not know what I'm gonna write. And if I get the right beat, it's just there. Okay. It's there. I can hear it. I know the direction I'm gonna take. I know what I'm gonna do. So right now, I've only been putting out singles. Okay. And a lot of features for the most part. Like I'm really trying to do features right now. So right now, I've only been putting out singles so it's a little different with a single. You're just writing one topic. So that's what I'm doing. I hear the beat. I look for the inspiration in the beat. I like to smoke. Okay. But see, that's where the balance comes in. Like if I'm smoking all day and I sit down to write, my mind is kind of cloudy. Yeah. But if I wait until 5 o'clock and then I smoke and I sit right down and write, that's the best. Okay. You know what I mean?
The creative juice is coming
out. Yeah. So I definitely like to smoke. I like to sit down with my beat. I like to be alone if I can, but that's hard right now.
Especially with your 3-year-old.
With a 3-year-old. Yeah. But I've wrote some of my dopest stuff with like my son on my neck, and I'm like, writing lyrics, so I could do it. Okay. But if I can, I like to be alone. Now if I'm putting together an EP, which I have one EP out, when I put the EP together, I really mapped it out. Like, okay, what is the overall substance of this EP? How do I want to layer it? And the EP that I put out, King Cota EP, that EP, especially now that I listen to it, that was for me. It wasn't for anybody else but myself. Okay. If you listen to my lyrics, you listen to the things I'm saying, I'm just letting it out. I'm just expressing, you know what I'm saying? So But yeah, that's the way I do it. I need the weed, I need the beat, and I need some space.
Right. Okay. So you have features on the EP, right?
I do.
So how do you deal with, or how do you decide who's gonna be on what song?
A lot of times it'll come once the song is already halfway done, or I at least have the hook or the concept, or something of that nature. And then, you know, it'll just come to me. I'll say, you know what, I think so and so would be dope on this. I'm gonna see if they like it.
Okay. Yeah. So then let's talk about your new project, Writer's Block.
Okay.
How did you come about that? And of course, the name seems kind of like self-explanatory, but explain it anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So Writer's Block, I literally had writer's block.
Okay.
for like a good week, man. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was struggling.
Is that a long time?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because normally I could pretty freely write at any time, but for a week, I'm just, you know, I'm doing everything to prepare. I sit down and I start to write, and it's just not there. And on this particular night that I wrote this song, I was like, you know what? I'm overthinking it, man. Just let it out. Just write it. Just because I critique everything. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I said, man, just write it. Just have fun. Just bar out.
Yeah.
So I strategically picked a slower beat, much slower from what I usually have been working with, and this slower beat really allowed me to get my bars out and get my punchline. And I just had fun with it. I said some off the wall shit. I had fun with it. Called up my homie Infinite and said, you gotta hop on this. He hopped on it in one night, and it was a wrap. And we're shooting the video tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know if
okay, we ain't gonna say like no. By the time though, it'll be out. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but we ain't gotta say.
I got 2 locations. One's gonna be Fairmont Park in Riverside.
Okay.
And another one's gonna be like some abandoned building, some spooky shit.
Okay. Everybody does that up here too at the hospital, the Georgia Air Force Base.
Oh yeah.
Everyone does their videos there, and I'm like, I can't. So with your project that's coming up, the EP, what's your favorite song from the project?
From the EP that I have out, my favorite song off of that EP is probably 99 Cents.
Okay.
99 Cents featuring Osby Chill.
I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Yeah. that track right there, if you really listen to what I'm saying, that's Tony Cota right there. That's who Tony Cota is. That's what my music is for. I'm expressing myself. It's called 99 Cents. Lord forgive me for one. Like I'm expressing, you know, some stupid shit I did back in the day. I'm expressing my struggles, but I'm giving it to you raw hip hop, lyric for lyric, bar for bar. This is what it is. I'm not holding nothing back. Okay. But I tie it all together with a good message. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who I want to be.
So, speaking of you speaking your truth and explaining everything that went on in your life, do you ever fear things that happened to Kodak Black and Bobby Shmurda? Like, do you fear like you're telling your all will kind of get you in trouble in real life?
Explain how that happened with them. Like
Bobby Shmurda, like his what is it? The only song he had out. What is
the one with the
whatever it is, that one got him in trouble because he was like really confessing to shit that really happened, like the crimes that were going on around the city. And then with Kodak Black, I guess he did the same thing where he was confessing shit. Okay. But it was more so like, you know, of course it sounded hard, but didn't think it was gonna get them in trouble, and it did. So
that's a great
is that like
question.
a big fear?
No, for me I don't worry about that because right now I'm living right. I'm not doing no stupid shit. Okay. Like if I speak about first and foremost, like I'm like you said, I only speak the truth. Okay. And if I'm talking about a situation, some stupid shit I did, it was probably a long time ago. And you know, I'm living right. I'm not making mistakes right now. I'm staying out of trouble. I don't want to get time. I don't got time for that. So if I speak on things, it's things that I did far in the past, and you know, I just don't see myself ending up in court for anything. You know, like 99 Cents is a good example. Listen, you'll see what I mean. I speak on some things, but no, I'm on a straight path right now, so yeah.
Swag. All right, so we're going to move on to my question of the segment. So would you rather, don't make fun of me, okay? Because I don't want it to be like deep, but I don't want it to be like too like weird either. So would you rather live through life with a small penis and be in love forever, or a big penis and be single forever?
Oh, man.
You can never get anybody. You go out and smang the world if you want to, but
right,
but
you ain't never gonna fall in love.
Right.
Yeah, well, being that I am in a relationship and I have a son, I'm gonna go with the little dick option.
Okay, look.
Because listen.
So I was just having a conversation with the guys, and they were just like, I mean, well, what's the max? And I was like, 4. And they were like, hard? And I was like, yeah. So.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that.
Okay, so what do you think is small?
Still though, because I lived a single life. I've been out there. I did my damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So and cool where you at now.
Yeah, I'm cool where I'm at. At the end of the day, you gotta go home and you gotta lay in bed.
Yeah.
And who's gonna be there? You know what I'm saying?
True.
And the single life is fun. It's great. Don't get me wrong, but it catches up to you. You know, after a while. Loneliness starts to come around. You want to build with somebody. You want to be able to trust somebody. Okay. So, you know, she's going to ride with me, little dick or not.
That is true. She love you. She going to love you. Yeah. So, all right. So, we're going to go ahead and try to get personal. You got real personal anyway. So, you say you're in a relationship. And how long you guys been together?
6 years.
Holy shit.
Damn!
6 years. I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, what kind of influence does she have on your music?
On my music,
like did she sit there and write with you?
I was gonna say absolutely none.
Okay,
but that's not entirely true. I mean, my music is me. Like, and if you look at even my Instagram page, it's me and it's my music and it's my company. Oh, by the way, this is my company.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that.
Okay. Few Kings LLC. We got clothing out. We got hats out. This is my music distribution. This is me. You know, so. Sidetrack.
Her influence on
her influence. So, you know, I express myself. I write what I want to write. I really don't have much love songs out. I have a song called Love or Lust where I do speak on my girl in the second verse. In the first verse, I'm speaking on some other shit. But I will say the influence she has on my music is I'm in a relationship. I gotta watch what I say. I gotta watch what I do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna portray that I'm out here just slaying women if I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
so that would be the influence is to behave.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Did she have any Did she listen to your music and be like, maybe you should change this or you should do this differently or whatever?
Nah, she doesn't ever say that. She might just throw me a dirty look, you know, if I say something. Like I say some stuff, you know what I'm saying?
You're a rapper.
Yeah, I'm a rapper. I say some nasty things. I say some explicit things. Absolutely. But I told her like this. I said, in my writing process, I'm very, very particular about what I say and how I say it. So I told her, I said, baby, you don't know if I'm talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I could say all the nasty shit I want. I'm talking about you. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. I love it. Okay, let me tell you. So who made the first move?
With me and my girl? I did.
Okay, so how'd that happen?
She didn't want nothing to do with me.
That's usually how it starts.
Yeah. We met here in Victorville at the gym, In Shape.
Okay.
She was working there, and I was working graveyard. I got off work at 5 a.m. every day, and I would come to the gym, and I would check in, and she was the girl that would check me in. And I don't know. I had a different attraction to her. It wasn't the typical I want to take this girl to bed attraction. It was something different. You know what I mean? It was deeper. So I didn't talk to her at all. But I had my gym.
Shy came in.
Yeah, my gym buddy who I worked out with at the time, who's my brother-in-law now. I would we're pulling up to the gym and I'd be like, I bet my girl's working there today. And I would say stuff like that.
Speaking in existence.
Yeah, for real. I'd be like, she's gonna be my girl. Watch. But I wouldn't even speak to her. And then one day, I heard her talking about making plans to go to Vegas for her 21st birthday, and I just said, okay, here's my shot. I said, I want to go. Just that's the first thing I said.
I hate when guys
you know what I'm saying?
That.
I want to go. And she was like, well, I think my boyfriend's gonna be going. So she had a boyfriend at the time.
Oh, shut down.
Yeah, she had a boyfriend at the time. But trip out on this. In the short period of time that I said that, and that she went to Vegas for her birthday, she ended up leaving her boyfriend, and I did go to Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I made it happen.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. So, what were your requirements for a relationship? I don't like to because you're in a relationship, so I don't want to say for a relationship, but for this relationship, or when you did decide to choose the one, what were your requirements for sure?
Well, we went through. So we've been together 6 years. When we met, I wasn't rapping or writing music at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I came to her and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna rap," it was like scary for her. Like scary in the sense like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna quit your job?
Yeah.
Are we gonna be able to pay our bills? What are we gonna do? We just had a son.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm gonna keep it 100. She didn't support me. I dipped.
Oh,
But I did that because I had to show her that
you can do it.
I'm doing this. I'm doing this with or without anybody.
Oh.
Not because I'm selfish and I want to be a rapper and I want the money. Because this is the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that I know I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So I told her, I said, I'm going to do this by myself then. So we separated. Of course, I was still in my son's life. We separated for a year. And in that year, we both grew separately. And when we got back together, it was kind of like, okay, this is a new beginning. Like, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm asking for your support. You know what I'm saying? So she supports me now. And that's kind of my requirements. It's like, you got to support what I'm doing. This is my purpose. I have good intentions with it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. This is how I want to support you and my son.
Yeah.
So that was my requirement. Is like, actually, I'll tell you this. My biggest requirement in any relationship for anybody, advice-wise, is like, you have to be you. And she has to be her. Okay. You guys, there's no such thing as this, we become one. Like, you could say that, it sounds good, you know, we become one, we share a life together, but you have to let me be myself.
Yes, huge.
I can't put on a front, I can't fake. You gotta let me be me. Yeah. Even if you don't understand everything. Yeah. You know, because me and my girl are complete opposites. Our lifestyles prior to meeting were complete opposites.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is a huge deal, though. I ain't even gonna lie. But I know, like, a lot of people, they, you know, when they get together, it's like all of a sudden they become like twins a little bit in a sense, and it's like. But that's my thing too. Yeah. All right. So how do y'all keep it spicy in the bedroom, or is that too much for her? Because I feel like she don't want to talk about it.
No, it's spicy in the bedroom. Babysitter. First and foremost.
Find a babysitter.
Yeah. First and foremost, you got to get a babysitter, and anybody with kids knows you can make it happen with the kid around, but when the kid is out of the house. It's on and cracking. Yeah, it's on and cracking. Exactly. So you gotta get a baby shower and then babysitter, baby shower.
Right. Speaking to existence.
Yeah. No.
Number 2.
You gotta get a babysitter and communication. Communication. You know, you gotta let each other know. You know what you're into. What's gonna excite you and how you guys could take it to the next level, because 6 years with the same person in the bedroom is gonna get repetitive. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? So do whatever you gotta do. Bring in the lube, bring in
the toys.
Yeah, whatever you gotta do. Just communicate.
Okay, so what are some of your kinks then? What do you like done to you?
What I like done to me? Shit.
Got him.
I'm thinking about who's gonna be watching this.
I mean, look. We can make this go as big as it needs to go.
I'm big on oral. Both ways. It's the funnest thing.
It is. It's great.
It's the funnest thing. That's my shit.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
All right, so usually we do take a shot with CC, but we're gonna go ahead and respect your sobriety here.
Thank you.
And we're gonna do puff. What did I say?
High times with CC.
High times. Thank you, because I sure forgot. High
attention.
Times with CC. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So he's bringing us the High Times.
High Times with CC. Is this the first one?
Yes, it's the very first one.
Yes.
People don't usually know this side of me, but let's do something a little different. You
gonna start giggling and shit?
I don't know how strong that is, so that's why I waited till the end, because I was like, that's what the homeboys just telling me, like, you gonna be okay? And I was like, I don't know.
You're about to have the munchies and everything.
I'm one of the people, like, if I smoke real good, I'll just kind of sit there and I'll just listen.
Yeah. I'm actually, I refrained from smoking so that I can enjoy this with you. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I haven't smoked all day.
So, also, you get to ask me questions. So, it is up, it could be up to 3, less, it doesn't matter. But, yeah.
Okay. I know 2 already off the top of my head.
Oh, shit. All right.
based off of maybe the little bit of music that you've heard from me, and based off of our interview today, where do you see Tony Cota in 5 years?
Ooh, okay. So, first off, the video that you did with my girl Yessie, I can't remember what it's called. You came a long way from that video. So, from what I heard then to the song you have out now, big difference, huge difference. 5 years?
That's a long time to improve. You've seen my improvement in just 2.
Right. Like I said, I can definitely see people like, I want to be like Tony Cota. Right. For sure.
So an influence.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I dig that.
Not just from your music, but just who you are as a person too. You come off really humble. Really like, I love the fact that you love being a dad and I'm guessing boyfriend, soon to be husband. That honestly, it's really weird, and I don't know why, but girls get attracted to that a lot faster.
Ain't that backwards?
So, it's so backwards as fuck. But if you're a good dad and a good boyfriend, it's like, damn, I want that too. So I'm gonna try you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
and I'm gonna say something.
Go ahead.
There's a huge misunderstanding in hip hop.
Yeah.
And I think especially on the West Coast, like if you're a West Coast rapper, it's assumed that you gotta be like a Blood, Crip, or an SA.
Yeah.
And you gotta be about the party life. And you gotta be at the strip club. And I don't even like the strip club, homie.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not gonna.
I do.
I'm not gonna. I just don't. It's not me. You know what I'm saying? I got homies that like it. I've been to many strip clubs, but it's just not me. But anyways, all I'm trying to say is like, it's okay to be a father. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to have a good woman by your side. Nipsey, I hate that Nipsey passed at the time he passed because he was really starting to influence people on the right path. If you listen to his words, he's talking about elevating. He's talking about being faithful. He's talking, you know what I mean? And there's a huge misunderstanding that that's soft, and I'm not soft.
Yeah. Let him know. Like, no, it is, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what it is about that. It's just like, damn, you know? And I think just because we just long for that, it's like, okay, so basically what I'm saying, an influence, a sex symbol, because Eminem was a huge sex symbol at one point too, and he was talking about killing his baby mamas, so. Right. And then also I think somebody that not only your son, but kids can like listen to too, because you got a few bops that will probably end up on TikTok. So.
Yeah. And I have, it doesn't happen all the time, and I really don't even be doing it on purpose. But some of my music doesn't have any foul language in it at all.
Oh, shoot. That's good.
And then some of it is really bad. So, you know, that's just me, though.
Because I tell people all the time, I be like, you got a clean version so I can play it around my kids? Like, you know, so.
Okay, cool. So, an influence, a sex symbol, and somebody that the kids could look up to.
Yeah.
I'd say that's right on point.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, where do you see Cece in 5 years?
Oh, Lord. Okay, so the plan is to be in a bigger studio on a bigger platform, being able to influence people like my daughter, because I have 2 kids as well. So being able to influence kids like my daughter and stuff, just, you know, kind of like how Lala was for me when she was an MTV VJ. Yeah. I looked up to her so much, and I actually got to meet her once when I was like 9 years old, or 10 years old. So that to me, like, that's what I want, and that's what I want CC to be, and I want this to grow to eventually like a Breakfast Club platform where not only local artists are like, or IE artists are like, oh, I want to be like, I'm so excited to be here, but also bigger artists too, where it's like, I'm that first interview, because Breakfast Club is always somebody's first interview. Always. Yeah. So that's what I wanna be, and then they come back, I get to see your.
Not mine though. My first one was with Cece.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like, we here. So, and I have a lot of people like that though. And they're like, this is my very first interview. So I'm like, cool. Like, and I feel like I'm bringing such a big contribution to people out here, because how many people get this kind of platform if they're not driving to LA or Vegas or whatever?
And this is huge. You know, it might not seem like it to some people, but you know, people hear my music, but how often does somebody get to hear me just sit on the couch and vent? Exactly.
And that's what people really want. We don't really, honestly, a lot of people that I love so much, I don't really listen to their music like that. I just like watching their interviews, because they're either super insightful, they've been through what I've been through, or it's like, they're just like, oh, they're not the type of person I thought they were. Yeah. And then it kind of changes for me, especially with their music and whether or not I'm going to support them or not. So,
for sure. I dig that. Okay, third question. Dead or alive, if you could interview anybody in the world, who is it?
I got a few.
Well, I mean, like, you're
one.
that
big,
one
big,
just. Like your life would just be fulfilled if you interviewed this person.
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, it's gonna sound funny, but honestly, Eminem. Because anybody that knows me knows since 1998, I've loved Eminem. Like, you can't tell me nothing wrong.
That's dope. To be completely honest with you,
yeah,
I had no idea that you were that much of an Eminem fan.
I'm huge fan.
That's dope.
And just like any fan, I'm real honest about my artist too. He did had a couple of songs and one album that was trash.
Which one?
What is it called? It was after the Marshall Mathers LP. Marshall Mathers LP, and then it was Rehab or Relapse. Yeah, that I didn't like that album.
Everybody says that, but I actually like that album a lot.
Really?
But I think the reason why I like that album so much is his wordplay and his rhyming is just bizarre in that album.
Yeah.
So I like it for that, not necessarily for what he's saying, because some of the songs are fucking crazy.
Right. So I'm just like, I don't know. That wasn't my huge thing. My favorite album is the Slim Shady LP. So that's my favorite one. But yeah.
Yeah, man.
So Eminem, if you ever get to this interview, please, like, I love, like, you have no idea how excited I get when I talk about
I could relate to that.
Yeah.
If we're talking like features, like somebody who I would want to feature with or work with.
Yeah.
And you say Eminem and it automatically just sounds completely out of reach.
Yeah.
But fuck that. If Logic could rap with Eminem, I can. If Joyner Lucas can, I can.
And what's crazy? I feel like Eminem's gonna stay being one of those artists where it's like he's never gonna have like his own album again. He's just always gonna pop up on features. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's rightfully in that part of his life where he can do it.
And right now he's working with a lot of younger artists because he's finding the real artists out there.
Yeah.
The Logics, the Joyner Lucases, the people who are lyrically talented.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Maybe we both get it.
Look, if you get it, call me, okay? Because I'm...
got you.
All right. No, I'm good. I don't hit roaches. But yeah, so that was my very first High Times with CC.
How you feeling?
I'm super high.
She's high.
First off, you are too, because your eyes got bigger.
Did they?
Yes.
But I'm always high. This is regular.
I'm dead. Anything else? You want to give some advice or anything to the people? How to find you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Tony Cota on all platforms, all music platforms other than SoundCloud. Subscribe to my YouTube. I got a lot of music videos out. I got more coming. I got 2 really big videos coming out real soon. Writer's Block just dropped yesterday. The video will be out within a week featuring Infinite TGM out of Riverside. Instagram is at TonyCotaa, Tony Cota.
Period.
Anybody that wants to work, real artists that are talented, that are out here grinding, that are making a name for themselves and branding themselves, dope artists, hit me up. Let's work. I'm trying to collaborate with everybody right now.
Hey, okay. So that all the links as well will be at the bottom. So we'll catch you guys next week actually on Open Book. Peace.
Deuces.